Okay, welcome in. I'm now going to be reviewing Tuesday's action from the National Hockey League season, or the playoffs, I should say. So let's dive right in. So we had game two between the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. Heading into this game, the Rangers had won the previous game, so they had a 1-0 lead heading into game number two. In the first period, McMichael will get his first playoff goal, 5 minutes and 9 seconds of the first period, putting the Capitals on the board first. Trocheck would get his first goal of the playoffs, tying the game up 7 minutes and 56 seconds of that same frame, assisted by Gustafsson. Mika Zibanejad would get a late power play goal for the Rangers with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, putting the Rangers on top, assisted by Trocheck and Lafreniere, a power play goal to note. In the second period, Dylan Strome would get his first power play goal of the playoffs, assist Wilson and Max Pacioretty, a power play goal 4 minutes and 14 seconds of that same of the second period. Ross Levick would get his first power play goal, first goal of power play goal as well, I should say, assisted by Gustafsson and Lafreniere, putting the Rangers on top with 7 minutes and 34 seconds to go on the clock. Keandre Miller would get his first goal of the playoffs, a short-handed goal, assisted by Zibanejad and Chris Kreider, with 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining on the clock, so the Rangers had a 4-2 lead heading into the third period. In the third period, Tom Wilson would get his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Lapierre and John Carlson, a power play goal with 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go on the clock, but unfortunately the Capitals were not able to tie the game up, so the Rangers have a 2-0 lead heading to DC. Alrighty, now we're off to Florida, where we have the Panthers playing host to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So a battle of Florida, if you will. So the Panthers did win game one, as they had a 1-0 series lead heading into game number two. A very critical game for both teams. Obviously, if Florida won, they'd have a 2-0 lead. If Tampa was able to get a split, that would be fantastic. But we're going to take a look and see who actually won. So in the first period, Sam Bennett would get his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Tkachuk and Verhaeghe, 6 minutes and 16 seconds of that same frame. Vladimir Tarasenko would get his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Bennett and Ekman Larsson, a power play goal with 4 minutes and 48 seconds to go on the clock. So after 20 minutes of play, the Panthers had a 2-0 lead. In the second period, Braden Point would get his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Duclair and Victor Hedman, just 48 seconds into that middle frame. Steven Stamkos would tie the game up, getting his second goal of the playoffs from Hedman and Kucherov, a power play goal, 5 minutes and 46 seconds of that same period. There was no scoring the rest of the second or any scoring in the third, so we would need overtime to settle this one. And Connor Verhaeghe, who's become like a legend upon legends, would get his second goal of the playoffs, obviously an overtime winner from Lundell. And just a quick little side note, for Verhaeghe, that's his fifth overtime playoff goal, and he's like tied for second of all time, which is absolutely crazy. I think they're just behind Sakic by one goal. So if he scores one more overtime goal or two more overtime goals this playoff run, he could easily have the record, which is absolutely absurd. So obviously the Panthers would win this contest and then now have a 2-0 lead heading into Tampa Bay. So if you're a Lightning fan, you got to be a little worried because now you have no choice but to win 4 of the next potential 5 games in order to advance to the second round. Alrighty, now we're off to the Western Conference where we have the Winnipeg Jets, and they're playing host to the Colorado Avalanche. So coming into this contest, Winnipeg did win game one. So they had a 1-0 lead heading into game number two. So would they be able to go up 2-0, or would the Avs be able to just get a split heading back to Denver? In the first period, Gustafsson would kick things off for the Jets, getting his first goal of the playoffs from and Pionk, 3 minutes and 15 seconds of the first period. In the second, Miles Wood with his a second goal of the playoffs from Ross Colton, 2 minutes into the second period. Mark Scheifele would give the Jets a 2-1 lead. For Scheifele, that would be his second goal of the playoffs from Velarde and Kyle Connor. Terry Lehkonen would tie the game up with 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go on the clock. For Lehkonen, that would be his second goal of the playoffs, assisted by Makar and Devin Taves. Zach Parise would give the Avalanche a 3-2 lead with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go on the clock. That'd be his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Cogliano. With just under 10 seconds to go, 7 seconds to be exact, Josh Manson would give the Avalanche a 2-goal lead, his first of the playoffs for McKinnon and Lehkonen. So after 40 minutes of play, the Avs had a 4-2 lead. Nichushkin with his second goal of the playoffs from Makar and Rantanen with just 57 seconds to go, an empty net goal. So the Avs would win this 5-2 splitting the series in Winnipeg. Alrighty, the last game took place in Vancouver, where we had the Canucks, and they were playing host to the Nashville Predators. Vancouver would win game one in a very thrilling third period, to say the least. Would they be able to take a 2-0 series lead? Only time will tell. So in the first period, Beauvillier, a former Canuck, would open up the scoring just a minute and 14 seconds into the first, getting his first playoff goal, assisted by Forsberg. In the second period, Forsberg would get a goal for would get a goal himself. Wow, 6 minutes and 29 seconds into the second frame, assisted by Nyquist. So the Predators had a 2-0 lead at that point. Sissons would give the Predators a 3-0 lead, getting his first goal of the playoffs from Beauvillier and Jason Zucker, 8 minutes and 4 seconds of the second period. Nikita Zadorov would finally get the Canucks on the board, getting his first goal of the playoffs from Cole and DiGiuseppe, with 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the second period. The Canucks did pull the goalie late in the third, and Sherwood would get an empty net goal, giving the Predators a 4-1 lead. That'd be his first goal of the playoffs with a minute and 53 seconds to go, and the Predators would escape with a 4-1 victory. So with that, the series is tied. It has now become a best of 5 heading back to the Music City. Alrighty, as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, take care.